Introducing Slot Tot, a short film by Pirate Sparrow Productions.
Hello everyone, my name is Slot Tot. That's right, you heard me correct, Tot. I am the world's tiniest slot machine. Now don't you go to laughing. You were once a little tot your own self. My mom told me so, that's right. And she also let me borrow her truck today to get here. I am on location. Slot Mom tells me that on YouTube, and that's where we're doing this today apparently. I've never been on YouTube. I'm a little bit scared, so everybody just bear with me here. She says that there's a new thing going on where you just sit and talk. So she got me my own little pirate chair. That's right, my mom's a pirate. I'm excited to be doing this. She said I could tell you all about life as the tiniest slot machine, and I can't wait to get started. She also said that people love green, so this is the money plant. Why do we have a money plant? Mom says it brings good fortune, and of course Mom loves to go to the casinos. That's something she and I have in common. You see, when I was a little tiny baby, yes, even smaller than this, I told you not to laugh. We all start off tiny. That's something I want to talk to you about, is tiny. Sometimes the best things come in tiny packages. They sure do. Mom helped me line up some cherries today. We like cherries. All right, let me get to the point about being the smallest little slot machine. I didn't always have this great life living with a pirate. You see, I started off on a shelf, and I was pretty much shelved. I gotta tell you, it wasn't very fun, and I didn't like it very much. I had to watch all the other bakery toys, I guess is what they called this, although my dreams have always been to be one of the shiny and beautiful big slot machines. You know the kind. They hang out in the casino. Everybody wants them. Everybody wants to touch them. Everybody wants to play with them. Nobody wants to play with the world's tiniest slot machine. Well, until I met Mom, and she will, and she does. And I love my life with her because it's exciting. It wasn't very exciting before. As I stated, I was always on the bakery shelf, and I watched all the popular toys come and go, that's right. They were made in a factory much like myself, but they weren't tiny. Most of them, well, some of them were gorgeous, you know the type. The long formed bodies, the legs, the ever so round, oh, Mom says I can't say that part. Okay, well, you know what I mean though. They were top shelf. Can I say that, Mom? Is that okay? Mom said I could say that. Okay, so they were top shelf. They were mermaids. They were beautiful. All the little girls, no matter what their age, wanted the mermaid on their cake. But nobody wanted Slot Tot. That is until one day a beautiful girl walked in. And, well, I'll get to that in a little bit. I'm not very good at telling stories. Mom should have done this, but she said I had to because, well, there's this thing called what is it, Mom? Oh, authenticity. There we go. That's a big word for a little slot tot. I tried, Mom. I did. Please? Okay. She says everything's fine. That you'll overlook it because I'm a tot and people like tots. Some people eat them, I've heard. I don't want to be eaten. That's a scary idea. Don't eat Slot Tot. That's not what I'm here for. All right, so back to my story. I'm telling the story. I sure am. Well, my day was about to come, but it didn't help all the pain I felt watching all the other toys get to leave the bakery. I mean, I had a purpose. It may not have been the one I was dreaming of, but it was a purpose nonetheless. And then they started to ridicule me and tell me that I was so tiny that nobody would ever want me. They said that I wasn't even attractive. Yeah, well, some of us are just born that way, you know. There's nothing we can do about it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, always, no matter what anybody tells you. Don't ever let anybody tell you you're not good enough. That's what my mom tells me. Yeah, and she's right. I love her. Anyway, what she told me is that I could be thrown in the garbage. That's what the mermaid told me. I didn't like that idea very much. And then Spider-Man, he always gets chosen for the little boys. They want to be like him. And, well, he's colorful. And he has a great body, too. He's got those things called muscles. Oh, muscles. Excuse me. But he's got them. You know what I mean? And he always looks good and everybody wants him. He's a popular choice. And then there's other things that are popular too, but it's for the older generation. And they don't like toys as much either. Until, well, there was a special mom just for me. This beautiful girl came in the bakery. And she was looking for a slot machine themed cake. She said that her mother, she has one too, isn't that interesting? We have a lot in common. She said that her mother loves to play at the casino and that nothing would bring a smile to her face more on her birthday than to have a slot themed cake. Well, I had no idea, but that day my whole world was about to change. I was about to become not only the most treasured little slot machine in the world, but also I was going to get to be big for once. I was going to get to sit on top of a cake. I had never done that in my entire life. I told you it was quite the journey, and I'm pretty darned excited to tell it. I mean, I was a little scared at first, but now, well, you people are making me feel comfortable. And you know, it is true. My own mom told me that a lot of times that is our fate. We get thrown out because people just don't see our value. They don't really want us. They think we're nothing. But that's all about to change, as you're going to hear. And look at me now. I'm shiny. I'm well cared for. I mean, I had big dreams, like I said, of being one of those fancy machines. But Mom said that there's things they can do that I can't because of my size, and she's right. She's right, but sometimes she sneaks me into the casino and I get to look at them. I mean, they don't always deliver either. I mean, one time there was this big slot machine and it paid somebody enormous amounts of, what are they? Dollars? Yeah, enormous amounts of dollars. But then nobody wanted to sit on that slot machine anymore. Mom said it was because the prize was gone. But that machine still had things that could deliver, but nobody wanted to sit there. I kind of know how that feels. So now I look at them differently than I used to. I no longer blame them for the fact that I can't go play with the big slot machines. It wasn't my destiny. And some of you, I've heard, want to have channels, but you're afraid. And you're afraid that people will laugh at you or that they'll make fun of you. They may, just like they do me still. But you know what? If you've got a good mom or you've got somebody that believes in you, and number one, you should believe in your own self. That's what my mom always tells me, and I do. I've got such a great life now. She lets me sit on the lazy Susan in the kitchen, and she will spin me around so I can talk to every member of the family. I'm not alone anymore. I have people that see my worth. They love me. They treasure me. They think I'm adorable, and I am. I brought her the best birthday ever, and she will never let me forget it. She always talks to me. Every day she talks to me. She passes ideas by me. She tells me what's coming up next, and I always get to watch the previews with her. I'm so lucky now. I have a life of happiness, a life of joy, and that's really all of us can ever ask for. It's what we all want. Some people, they just don't understand, and they make fun of things they don't understand. She lets me play with the slot kids. Now those are fun. Have you guys met Pitrol? I gave him a ride in my truck the other day and he loved it. And then sometimes, have you met Bond? He gets to be on both channels, Mama says. But Bond is adorable. He kind of looks like that Star Wars kid, you know, the one in the pram. He took me for a ride in his pram. It was the best day ever. I was flying for the first time in my tiny slot life. I got to fly. And many of you can fly too. You just have to believe. That's all you have to do is believe. Don't let any of these people tell you that you're not big enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not attractive enough. See, Mom says I'm the most beautiful little slot machine in the world. And look, I matched the chair. I got my own pirate chair. She's so good to me. I love you, Mommy. She's a good mom, and I love this truck, and I love her daughter for putting me in the best home ever. Other people would have just put me in the trash, and I'll never have to go there. I'll never have to die because she's keeping me alive, and I love that she's doing that for me. Now, what is it that you have not let live that you know is still inside of you and you want it to fly? I'm here to remind you that we all have a purpose, every single one of us. And that is the best thing that you could ever do, is to awaken those dead dreams inside of you. Don't let people tell you what you can't do. They're telling you what they can't do. You do whatever you want to do, as long as you're not harming others and as long as you're not creating mayhem. I know that commercial on TV tells everybody that mayhem is here. Sometimes mishaps come into your life, but that doesn't mean you have to ride with them. You can always choose to stand tall. And if you can't stand tall, find something to stand on top of. That's what I do. When I'm on top of Mom's pots and pans, I can see everything. She gives me lots of lifts so that I can see the world the same way she sees it. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. So you see, Slot Tot actually ended up with a really great life. Being a little plastic, unattractive slot machine, it's not such a bad life. She doesn't think I'm unattractive, and that's all that matters. The other ones, sure, they've got all the flash, all the cash, they've got everything they need for their destiny. And that's exactly right. It's their destiny, not mine. So, always stay in your own lane, always know your limitations, and then fly as high as you dare to fly, because really, the sky truly is the limit. You can go even higher if you dare to. All right, thank you for listening to the story of my life as a slot machine. And you know what? The next time I'm in the casino, I may even cozy up to the bar, just because I want to see what happens there, you know? All right, guys, this is Slot Tot saying, I hope you enjoyed my story, and I hope that you're always kind and that you believe in yourself, and please believe in other people too. Some people, they're harder to believe in, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't give them a try. All right, bye-bye, everybody. How did you, Mom? All right, when you're traveling with a really awesome crew, you must always address them by name and respect what they bring to the journey. And so, here we go. Are you ready for the adventure? Squirrel, Grapes, Glam, Dill, Louie, Scooter, Sparkles, Fudge, Tabitha, Rocco, Whopper, Swoops, Spike, Sammy, and Neptune, and not to forget, Scully. He heads all of the operations. Some people think I'm crazy because, well, you know, a pirate that talks to toys. How could that possibly be? Let's see. Let me make some references. Jesus spoke to a tree in the good book. Yes, he did. And he told it if it wasn't going to produce, to dry up. And you know what? It did. So maybe not so crazy to speak to things, right? They all have energy, and I love to speak to them. How many of you speak to a slot machine? I know I do. And we are ready to travel, crew and all. Everybody have a great day.